Hi, in this video, we are going to look at the Template Validator tool, which is one of the tools among the many that are hosted on GitHub for the Azure Stack set of tools. You could get hold of this tool by going to https://github.com/azure/Azure Stack-tools. Once you have downloaded the set of tools, you would find one of the tools under the set of tools is the Template Validator. Now it comes with primarily three files. One, the PowerShell script. Second, the Azure Stack Capabilities JSON file. Now this JSON file is nothing but a set of services and VM sizes that are available in your Azure Stack instance. So let me point you to this file. So if you notice, it defines what are the various VM sizes that are available, what are the VM extensions that are available with the Azure Stack instance. Now this is the file that your template is compared against to be able to tell you if you have a VM size that is defined in a template, for example, that's outside of what is available in Azure Stack, it will flag that off. Now the second file, the third file is the README file that you see there. Now let's go ahead and put this into use. Now I have a template that I often use to be able to deploy a two-tier application into public Azure. Now let me show you the template real quick. Now, this is my template. What it has is, if you notice, in terms of resources, it has a backend SQL server, a SQL DB within the SQL server. For front end, I create an app server plan, a web app, and a web deploy package. Now I'm going to take this template and I would want to reuse this with my Azure Stack instance. Before doing that, I would first want to validate this template with the Template Validator tool that is made available to me to be able to see whether I could use this template as is, or what are the changes that I need to make to be able to run this template and deploy my resources within my Azure Stack instance. Now, how do I run this tool? It's pretty simple. I open PowerShell, navigate to the location or to the path where I have downloaded my template validator. Now, as the first step, I'm going to define a template path variable and set it to or point it to my template file, which is my JSON file location. And once that is done, I'll simply click enter, and that's set for me. Next, I have a variable which defines my capabilities path file, which is again the JSON I showed you, which has the various sizes, extensions, etc. I hit enter and I set this. And then the third and the final step that I'm going to run is this. I'm going to test my Azure Resource Manager template with the variables that I have defined. I'm going to run it in verbose mode so that it could throw the output onto the PowerShell screen itself. Let's go ahead and do that. That's it. My template is validated. You see the output here. So some of the things that you would see is not supported, resource type, firewall, rules is not supported, etc. You don't have to look at this. What you could do is you could go back to the folder from where we ran the tool, and you would notice that a report is generated for you. Let me go ahead and open this report. So this is my report. It shows me the time, date and time it ran. It showed me how many of my templates passed. In this case, I just ran it against one template. What are any exceptions, warnings, not supported, etc. So this template came out as not supported. And the reason for that is this under the details pane. If you notice, there are resource types like, for example, SQL servers that aren't yet supported with this current release of Azure Stack to be able to deploy using Azure ARM templates with Visual Studio. So, and that's why this is not supported yet. Now, this is the extensive report it gives so that you know what is the reason if it's not supported, or what are the exceptions, what are the warnings that it would generate, and what is your recommendation. Thank you for watching.